Hello and welcome. If you've clicked on this video, you're probably curious about what the future holds once you pass 70, especially if you're hoping to stay as healthy and independent as possible in the years to come. Maybe you've noticed some subtle changes in your energy level or the way you move, and you're wondering, is there really a way to know how much time I might have left? It can feel intimidating to ask that question, but here's the good news. Your body is often sending you clues about your overall vitality. In this video, we're going to explore 7 signs, 7 simple indicators that can show you where you might be headed health-wise. These aren't magic tricks or wishful thinking. They're patterns that leading experts, doctors, and researchers have identified in people who enjoy long, active lives well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. Pay attention to these 7 signs and you'll have a pretty clear sense of where you stand. And if you recognize that one or more of these might be off, you can take action starting today. Because yes, it's still possible to shape your future, even if you think some doors are already closed. Stick with me until the end, because you might be missing an obvious clue that could buy you more healthy years than you ever thought possible. First, let's talk about the general concept here. A lot of people assume that once they reach 70 or 75, their habits and routines no longer matter as much as they did when they were 40 or 50. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the choices you make now, what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, can drastically influence how you feel at 75, 80, and beyond. Think of your body like a garden. If you keep nurturing it, you'll be amazed at how well it can thrive in every season. But if you neglect it, weeds and disease can creep in fast. So let's jump into those 7 key signs, starting with something you probably do every single day without giving it a second thought. Sign number 1, walking speed. This might seem too obvious to be a true indicator, but studies consistently show that the pace at which you walk, especially in your 70s, can predict not just your mobility in later years, but also your overall life expectancy. Think about it. Your walking speed involves your muscles, bones, lungs, heart, and even your sense of balance. When all of those systems are working well together, you'll maintain a brisk, comfortable pace. But if you've noticed that your walks have gotten slower, that you pause more often, or that you feel out of breath much more quickly than you used to, it may be your body waving a red flag. Imagine 2 neighbors in their mid-70s. One heads out every morning for a steady-paced stroll. He's not rushing, but he's moving with purpose, maybe swinging his arms as he goes. The other walks more like a shuffle and stops to rest every block or two. Which one seems more likely to stay independent longer? Which one do you suspect has a lower risk of heart trouble or joint issues? Exactly. The beauty of walking speed as a sign is that it's so easy to test. Just watch how you walk at the grocery store, in your neighborhood, or when you cross a parking lot. If you're lagging behind others your age, that's a clue you shouldn't ignore. The good news, you can improve your walking speed by simply walking more often and challenging yourself a bit, without pushing so hard that you risk an injury. Gentle, regular practice can strengthen your muscles and improve your heart health. Over time, you'll likely notice it's easier to maintain a brisk pace. Consistency is everything. A daily 15-minute walk might not seem like much, but it can lead to major improvements in a surprisingly short time frame. Sign number 2, grip strength. The next sign is your grip strength, something most people don't even notice until they try to open a jar of pickles or twist off a stubborn bottle cap. If you find tasks like these becoming a real challenge, or if you can't hold on to objects as firmly as you once did, it might signal a decline in overall muscle health. Researchers have found that grip strength is often an accurate snapshot of your muscular system. When you have a strong grip, chances are the rest of your muscles are in decent shape too. But if your grip has weakened, it could be a red flag that your upper body strength, and possibly even your core and legs, are also deteriorating. This is no small matter. Losing muscle mass can lead to balance problems, a slower metabolism, and a higher risk of injuries if you fall. It can even affect your ability to carry groceries, do laundry, or just enjoy your hobbies. The bright side is that you can train your grip at any age. Squeezing a stress ball, using hand exercisers, or doing light weightlifting can work wonders for your hands and forearms. Remember, it's not about showing off brute force. It's about maintaining a baseline of strength that keeps you independent. If you notice your grip has gone downhill over the past year, that's your cue to start doing something about it, sooner rather than later. Sign number 3, balance and stability. Now let's talk about something closely connected to both walking speed and grip strength. Your ability to balance. A simple test is to try standing on one leg for about 10 seconds. If you find yourself wobbling right away, or if you need to clutch onto a wall or table, that's a sign your balance isn't as sharp as it could be. Why does this matter? Because balance is tied to how well your musculoskeletal and nervous systems communicate. As you age, small declines in muscle strength, joint stability, or even your vision can add up, making you more prone to falls. And a bad fall can be devastating, leading to hip fractures, head injuries, or extended hospital stays. Think about all the everyday tasks that require balance. Stepping into the shower, walking up or down stairs, or reaching for something on a high shelf. Even turning around quickly to answer someone behind you can cause a stumble if your balance is off. And stumbling can escalate quickly if you're not steady on your feet. If you fail the one-leg test, don't panic. Balance, like strength, can be improved. Simple exercises such as standing near a wall and lifting one foot a few inches off the ground can be a game changer. Slowly build up your time until you can stand 10 to 20 seconds on each foot without holding on to anything. Activities like Tai Chi or gentle yoga can also improve your balance significantly while giving you added mental benefits like relaxation and stress relief. Sign number 4, quality of sleep. Have you ever noticed that when you don't sleep well, everything feels harder the next day? Your mood, energy, and even your appetite can suffer. For people over 70, quality of sleep becomes even more critical. It's during those restful hours that your body does a lot of its repair work, regenerating cells, consolidating memories, and balancing hormones. If your sleep is frequently interrupted, or if you struggle with insomnia, you could be missing out on the healing benefits that come with a solid night's rest. Bad sleep isn't just an inconvenience, it can be a real threat to longevity. Chronic poor sleep increases the risk of heart disease, obesity, depression, and even cognitive decline. It might also weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to common colds or infections that become more dangerous with age. So if you find yourself tossing and turning or waking up multiple times through the night, pay close attention. Simple changes like keeping your bedroom dark and cool, avoiding caffeine or heavy meals late in the day, and staying off electronic screens before bedtime can have an immediate impact. If you suspect a medical issue like sleep apnea, it's crucial to see a healthcare professional. Sometimes improving your sleep is the single most powerful step toward a healthier, happier life in your 70s and beyond. Sign number 5, appetite and nutrition. Another powerful indicator is what and how much you eat. Some people over 70 notice a drop in their appetite, whether due to diminished taste buds, digestion changes, or even mild depression. Others might eat more out of habit or boredom, choosing sugary or processed foods that don't offer much nutritional value. Either extreme, eating too little or gravitating toward the wrong foods, can accelerate aging and weaken your body's natural defenses. Think of your meals as fuel. When you're getting enough protein, vitamins, and minerals, your muscles, bones, and immune system stay strong. But if your diet is lacking key nutrients, you might experience weight loss you didn't intend, frequent fatigue, or more frequent illnesses. Over time, poor nutrition can weaken your muscles to the point where even standing up from a chair requires noticeable effort. The best approach is to focus on whole foods, lean proteins, colorful fruits and veggies, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. These offer a range of nutrients that can keep your blood sugar steady, support heart health, and maintain muscle mass. If your appetite is waning, consider smaller, more frequent meals or nutrient-dense snacks like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein smoothie with berries and spinach. If you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, eating too many sweets or snack foods, try gradually swapping them out for healthier options. Small dietary changes repeated daily can lead to big rewards for your overall health. Sign number 6, stress levels and coping. Let's be honest. Stress doesn't magically disappear when you turn 70. In fact, new sources of stress, like worrying about health issues, finances, or the well-being of family members, often crop up. The key isn't avoiding stress entirely. That's pretty much impossible. but learning how to manage it. Why is this so crucial? Chronic stress sets off a chain reaction in your body. It can raise blood pressure, disrupt sleep, and even weaken your immune system over time. It also accelerates the aging process, contributing to everything from wrinkles to more serious health conditions. You can tell a lot about someone's potential longevity by how they handle life's curveballs. If you find yourself snapping at people around you or lying awake at night thinking about problems you can't control, you're dealing with stress in a way that might harm your long-term health. On the flip side, if you're able to step back, breathe, and approach challenges methodically, you're sparing yourself from that constant surge of stress hormones that wear the body down. Techniques like meditation, journaling, light exercise, or even a good laugh with a friend can go a long way in helping you cope. If you feel overwhelmed, don't hesitate to reach out for professional help. Talking with a therapist or counselor is more common now than ever, and it can make a huge difference. The main takeaway is that stress is a sneaky killer, but it doesn't have to rule your life if you develop healthy coping strategies. Sign number 7, social connections. Finally, let's talk about the power of relationships. One of the most overlooked yet potent predictors of a long, fulfilling life is your level of social interaction. When researchers study communities where people often live past 90 or even 100, one common thread emerges. These folks typically have a strong social network. That could mean family, friends, neighbors, or a faith community. Any group that offers emotional support, conversation, and a sense of belonging. Loneliness, on the other hand, can be devastating. Humans are social beings, and isolation can lead to depression, cognitive decline, and a heightened risk of chronic illness. If you've been withdrawing from social activities, maybe because of mobility issues or simply feeling like you don't have the energy, consider this your nudge to reconnect. Even if it's just a weekly phone call with a good friend or a virtual chat with relatives, that connection can boost your mood and your long-term health. Volunteering is another great option. It gives you a sense of purpose and allows you to stay active within your community. In short, a strong social circle can act like a protective shield, buffering you against many of the setbacks that come with aging. Now that you know these 7 signs, your walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, appetite, stress handling, and social connections, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Ask yourself, where do I stand on each one of these points? You might realize you're doing great in some areas but need improvement in others. That's perfectly normal. The important thing is to recognize these signals as opportunities for positive change, rather than reasons to worry. Too often, people assume that once their health starts slipping, there's no turning back. But countless stories exist of individuals in their 70s, 80s, or even 90s who made lifestyle shifts and saw dramatic improvements. Maybe they took up regular walking, joined a local class, or learned better ways to handle stress. You have more control over your future than you might think, especially if you're willing to put in consistent, mindful effort. Does paying attention to these 7 signs guarantee you'll live to be 100? Of course not. Genetics, environment, and luck all play roles in how long any of us live. However, ignoring these signals can certainly shorten your life or reduce its quality. On the flip side, taking them to heart and actively working on them can dramatically raise your odds of enjoying the years ahead. Whether that's 5 years, 10 years, or even 30 years. Instead of viewing these as boxes to check off, think of them as ongoing projects that require regular care. For instance, maintaining muscle strength and balance isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily or weekly habit. Keeping stress in check demands awareness and a willingness to learn coping strategies. Staying socially engaged might mean picking up the phone even when you don't feel like it, or saying yes to invitations more often. So what should you do next? Start with the area that resonates most with you. Maybe you realize you're struggling with sleep and stress, or perhaps you notice your appetite isn't what it used to be. Pick 1 or 2 areas to focus on. Set realistic goals, like a 15-minute walk every day or limiting heavy meals before bedtime, and track your progress. Over time, small improvements can snowball into major life changes. Share these insights with your friends or loved ones too. You might find an accountability buddy who wants to join you for daily walks, or someone who can help you practice standing on one leg safely until your balance improves. And don't forget to talk to your healthcare provider about your concerns. They can give personalized advice, run tests if needed, and guide you towards specific activities or treatments that could help you thrive. You might be thinking, but do I really have the energy to tackle all this? The answer is, you can't afford not to. The choices you make in your 70s can decide whether you'll spend your 80s and 90s feeling strong and capable or wrestling with preventable issues. When you take care of your body and mind, you're essentially investing in your future independence and happiness. And that investment can pay off in more time with family, more adventures, or simply more peaceful days reading a good book without aches and pains. We've covered a lot of ground here, and I hope these 7 signs have given you valuable insights. To recap briefly, a decent walking speed suggests solid cardiovascular and muscular health. Strong grip strength points to overall physical resilience. Good balance keeps you safe from debilitating falls. Quality sleep recharges you on every level. A healthy appetite and good nutrition fuel all your body systems. Stress management protects your heart and mind. And nurturing social connections ensures you stay emotionally and mentally engaged. Pay attention to these signals, and you'll have a clear roadmap for the road ahead. You don't need to feel powerless or resigned to whatever happens. There are so many steps you can take, even baby steps, that will improve your quality of life and potentially add years to your lifespan. If you found this video enlightening, please consider sharing it with someone else who might need a gentle reminder that 70 isn't the end of the road, but rather a stage of life that can still be full of vitality and joy. Feel free to leave a comment below. Which of these 7 signs surprised you the most, and which one are you planning to work on right away? Your story might inspire someone else reading the comments. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay informed about more tips and strategies for aging gracefully and powerfully. Thank you for watching, and remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.